Hello, and welcome to Challenge Solutions. My name is Macy, and in this video I'm going to be giving a tutorial on submitting assignments in Google Classroom for iOS. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that you have already completed your assignment and that you're ready to turn it in. In addition, this video is intended for students and teachers with a basic knowledge of VoiceOver and of Google Classroom. So if you want more information on those, I will link my first Google Classroom video and our introduction to VoiceOver video in the description. But if you're ready to submit your assignment and you aren't sure which method to use or how exactly to submit it, this video is for you. Fortunately, I can show my screen in this video, so now I'll switch to a view of my iPad. Okay, so this is the screen of my iPad. I am currently in the Classroom app. I am inside an assignment and I'm in my work session. So I would have opened Classroom, chosen the class that I needed to go to, scrolled through my class feed, found an assignment, and gone into that assignment, and then expanded the Your Work Session little collapsible sheet. So that's where I am right now. I am in my work for this assignment. So I'll start at the very top and we'll swipe.
Collapse your work section button.
There's the collapse button. I'll swipe right again.
Your work.
And again.
Missing button.
That's the missing button. All that's telling me is the status of my assignment. I actually turned this assignment in a different format, so that's why this says missing. If your assignment is not overdue, it will say assigned, so it's just telling you the status of your assignment, and if you've already turned it in, it should say turned in. So I'll keep on swiping right from there.
Add attachment button.
And this is the most important button in this sheet. This is the Add Attachment button. This button is going to let us attach what we have done to our assignment. So if I double tap this, we're going to have several options. So I'll do that now, and we'll go through each of them.
Drive button.
So the first option is Drive. This is going to show you all of your folders that you have in your Google Drive. So if you have saved a Google Doc or Google Slide in Drive and you've put it in a folder, this is what you're going to go into. I'll go ahead and double tap it just so you'll see what you're going to get.
Close button. Closes the file picker.
And I'll keep swiping.
Choose an item heading. My Drive button. Share Drives button. Shared with me button. Starred button. Recent button. Recent button.
So the recent button was that last item. If you're not familiar with Drive, these are the different categories within Google Drive. So you'll need to know where your file is saved in Drive. And we'll go ahead and open My Drive. So I'll swipe back up to that.
Shared with me. Share Drive. My Drive button.
And I'll double tap.
Back button.
Now this is as far as I'm going to go because this is the Google Drive associated with my school account. But I'll go ahead and let you hear what we have. So I'll swipe through.
My Drive, head, search, button, modified. Currently sorted by name, ascending order, grid, button, classroom, folder, modified January, classwork, folder, modified, concerts, folder, modified May 18th, 2018, button. Actions available.
And you can hear some of the folders that I have in my Drive. So you'll need to know where your file is located and then double tap on the folder that your file's in and double tap on your specific file. So if your file is in Google Drive, this is how you would attach it. I'm going to four-finger tap at the top to go to the close button and we'll look at the next option.
Back button. Close button. Closes the file picker. Your work.
I'll go ahead and swipe to the Add Attachment button again.
Add attachment button.
And double tap.
Drive button. Link button.
So as you just heard, our next option is link. This is going to allow you to submit any link. So you could share a Google Doc or Google Slide in this way, but if you do this, be sure that you enable editing permissions with link sharing in Google Docs. If you need help with that, we do have a whole separate video of Docs itself on the Challenge Solutions YouTube channel, and I'll link that in the description, so check that out. But you could share a doc in this way. Also, if you needed to post a video to YouTube and share, this is where you would do that, or any other link to any other website that you might need to attach. This is what that button is for. So I'll double tap it and just show you what you get.
Text alert, add link, heading.
So we get an add link heading and a text field. All you're going to do is copy and paste your link into the text field and submit it, and your link will automatically be attached. So that's very simple, but I wanted to show you what that would look like. I'll go ahead and close this.
Text field, cancel, button. Collapse your work section, button.
And we'll look at the next option.
Missing, add attachment, button. Drive, button. Link, file, button.
Now this is the important one. This is file. So if you've made your document in Pages or Keynote, or if you have any files saved in the files on your device, this is where you're going to go to attach that file. Again, be sure you know where the file is saved. This is what I recommend you use. I don't recommend using Google Docs or any Google service if you can help it. So I recommend using these default Apple programs whenever possible. So we're going to double tap on this file button.
5 items, 669.3 megabytes available.
And this is going to give us options of all of my files. Now, I'm not going to go through all the files on my device because, again, this is a personal device, but this is how this would happen. You could scroll through your files and your folders. It might open files in a folder that you frequently use with Classroom, and if that's the case, you can use a back button. I'll find it now.
5 items, 669. Double tap to dismiss pop-up window. On my iPad, Word. On my iPad, back button.
Yes, so if you four-finger tap at the top of the screen, it is the second item. So you'll have to scroll past the dismiss button, but that's going to allow you to move outward in the file hierarchy. So now I'm in a folder. If I hit that back button, it will let me go to the next biggest folder that this folder is in, if that makes sense. It's your basic file navigation hierarchy system, so it should be pretty familiar if you've saved the document there in the first place. If you would like a video specifically on the iOS Files app, be sure to let us know in the comments and we can make that happen. So this is, again, probably what you're going to want to use most often, and like I said, you could just double tap a file to attach it. I'll go ahead and attach one.
Word, heading.
So I'm swiping right.
New folder, button, icons, button, cancel, button, search, dictate, button. Bruce closing single quotation mark s letter.tux. Word document, 1/10/19, 8:35 p.m., 8 kilobytes. Actions available.
So we can go ahead and attach this document. I'll just double tap it.
Selected, Bruce closing, uploading Bruce's letter, material added. Collapse your work section, button.
And you get some nice feedback that the material was added. I'm not actually submitting this, so I'll go ahead and take it off the assignment, but that's how that would work.
Missing, Bruce's delete, add, delete, button.
So there's a nice handy delete button if you do accidentally add the wrong attachment.
Activity indicator, collapse your work section, button.
Now we'll swipe through again and look at the rest of the options.
Missing, add attachment, button. Drop, link, file, pick photo, button.
This is Pick Photo. It's going to open in your photos. Obviously, if you're blind and you're needing to attach something from photos, you may want to ask a sighted friend or teacher for help to be sure you attach the right thing, because none of this is labeled, but the Pick a Photo button just lets you access your photo library.
Use camera, button.
Use camera is just going to open the camera and let you take a picture or a video.
New docs, button.
New docs. What's going to happen if I open this is it's actually going to create a new document and it's going to automatically attach it to this assignment. So I'll go ahead and click this and let you see it.
Adding to collapse your work section, button. Macy James, Evolution of Parenting loaded. Macy James, Evolution of Parenting.
So I did have to cut some of that audio because it announced my entire email address, but this basically opened in the Google Docs app. We are in a document now.
Document contents. Double tap to edit.
As you can hear. And if I go back to Classroom by using the app switcher.
App switcher. Docs. Active. Classroom. Active. Swipe up with 3 fingers to Classroom. Add private comment. Classroom. Collapse your work section. Button.
We can see
Your work. Missing. Button. Macy James. Evolution of parenting. Students can view file.
that the document was automatically named with my name and the assignment name, and it's already attached there, so as soon as I submitted this, the teacher would be able to see this document.
Delete. Add attachment. Button. Drive. Button. Link. Button. File. Button. Pick photo. Button. Use camera. Button. New docs. Button. New slides. Button. New sheets. Button.
So new docs, new slides, and new sheets are all going to work in that fashion. And the last item we have, I'll swipe right one more time,
New PDF. Button.
is new PDF. I believe this actually allows you to draw on what would be a blank canvas, but this is not accessible whatsoever, so I don't recommend using it. But I honestly can't imagine any instance in which a blind student would need to be drawing on a blank canvas like this, but just know that that is there if for some reason you or a classmate needs it. But those are all the options for ways that you can turn in an assignment. And the dismiss button is at the bottom of this menu.
Dismiss. Button. Collapse your work section. Button.
When you finish attaching your work, you can scroll to the turn in button.
Missing. Macy James. Delete. Add attachment. Turn in. Button.
And if you double tap that, whatever you attached will immediately be submitted to your teacher. So that about wraps up this video on submitting assignments in Google Classroom. If you found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm will continue to know that we exist. If you have questions or suggestions for future videos, you can leave those in the comment section or in the contact form at challengesolutions.org. Keep an eye on the Challenge Solutions blog, podcast, and YouTube channel for more content like this, and thank you for watching.